There you go. Look at the lovely people over the internet. You know what? How about this? If they want you to, I will do a whole video just starring you. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Get your opinion out there. Would you like that? Would you? I think he's just bored. Crooked camera angle. Hey guys, what's going on? NGS back again for another video. Welcome back to the Anime Rants, Episode 3, Ignorance in Anime, Part 2. Anime versus cartoons. Take a long breath and try to say that 5 times. Anyway, anime versus cartoons. Interesting. And you know what? We can also stem this onto manga versus comic books. So it's probably be a twofer. So I'm sure you've seen this before. Like I said, I'm always going to say I'm sure you've seen this because, hey, if you're on the internet, you have seen ignorant comments. People from both sides of the spectrum, not just anime fans, cartoon fans, people saying that, oh, cartoons are lame because they have stupid stories, they don't really go anywhere, they have crappy humor, it's stuff like SpongeBob. Then you have the cartoon guys saying that all anime is completely overrated, they have these big eyes with these overdramatic shows and all of this mellow stuff, all that crap. Yeah, you've seen quite a few statements from the fanboys, and these are the fanboys, not just like the level-headed people. Most of the time they are fanboys. Nugget, do you wanna go outside? Hold on one second, folks. Wanna go outside? There you go. Alright, I'm back. So, where was I? Yes, both sides of the spectrum are arguing over stupid shit, and nobody's ever getting anywhere. And I find this funny. You see, I'm a person who grew up on cartoons. I would watch shows like A.N.I.M.E, Johnny Bravo. I don't even have to mention the show, just like the network, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, all the great cartoons I used to watch from the 60s. Well, I wasn't alive when these cartoons were out, obviously. They were reruns, 60s, 70s, 80s, and up to the early 2000s, I grew up on cartoons. And I also grew up on anime. Back in the late 90s is when I really started to get aware of this sort of thing. I didn't get into it until the early 2000s with Yu Yu Hakusho, but I was aware of stuff like Pokemon, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z started airing. I saw some stuff of Sailor Moon, and of course Gundam was a big thing on on Cartoon Network. And yeah, I pretty much just enjoyed watching both forms of animation. I liked how I could watch one show just for laughs. I could watch another show to get this really great story. I could watch this show because I really like the animation. You know, I grew up with the best of both worlds, and I know somebody's gonna make a joke about Hannah Montana, but hell, she's the one who started this whole thing by taking away good phrases, and now whenever somebody thinks about it, they think of the song. God damn it, but thank the Lord she's irrelevant. But you know what? We got Justin Bieber in her replacement, so yeah, I think I'd probably take Hannah Montana. Anyway, because, hey, at least I can hit that. Justin Bieber, no. No, I don't swing that way. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I just grew up with the best of both worlds, and I've learned to enjoy both styles of entertainment. Now, why that pisses people off, I don't even know. These people are acting like they can't like the other form of entertainment. Is somebody holding a gun to your head? No. Is somebody telling you, choose this one or you're gonna die? No. If you like to watch anime, more power to you. Likewise, if you like to watch cartoons, great. One form is not superior than the other. A person just prefers to watch this form of entertainment. It's like when you watch movies. Some people like to watch silent films, others don't. Neither is superior. People can just enjoy them. They're two different styles of storytelling. And I know cartoons, the majority of the cartoons that we watch, like SpongeBob, A.N.I.M.E, Johnny Bravo, yeah, they don't have stories attached to them, but what they are for, though, is to make you laugh. Something you'd wake up for Saturday mornings, just have a laugh with your Fruit Loops, or your Fruity Pebbles, or your Cocoa Puffs. Question, what cereal did you guys grow up with back in the days when you were a kid? It doesn't have to be just mainstream, just any of them. Me, myself, and I was a more Honey Nut Cheerio Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy because my mom didn't want to buy the other name brand stuff because Costco only sold Honey Nut Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Raisin Bran. No, we didn't get no Fruity Pebbles. We've only recently started eating Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops and Cocoa Puffs and all that stuff because my mom was like, you know what, fuck it. Man, I wanted to try out the Oreo cereal. I had it once. Just once. Anyway, I'm getting fucking sidetracked. Anyway. Where the hell was I going with this? Damn it. Yeah. Seriously. That's what I watched cartoons for. I watched them just to be entertained. And you know what the funny thing is? People like to say that anime is like the only form of animation where you can get a great story out of it. Bullshit! Have you seen some of the cartoons like Ben 10? Like any of the Marvel animation shows? Have you ever seen any of the DC Universe animated shows? Have you ever seen Transformers? Have you ever seen... There's just... man, I don't need to list so many because you've probably already watched it. They have great stories behind them. It's not just, oh, all the cartoons are for humor. No, cartoons are not just based off that. That's a small subset. While it is a popular subset, it's popular subcategory, that doesn't make it the majority of it. Just like how there are certain anime that don't have the greatest story in the world. They're just there to make you laugh. Like Shin-Chan. You guys know Shin-Chan, right? It doesn't have a real story behind it. It's just mindless stuff. Shin, Nohara, and his family. Something like Sergeant Frog. Great fucking show there. I'm not watching it for the story. I'm watching it to have a laugh. So you see what I'm saying, guys? Animation, at the end of the day, it can appeal to different people. It can accomplish different things, whether you're going for humor, whether you're going from story. You get what I'm saying? Just because something is the most popular doesn't mean it represents all of that form of art. Not all anime is supposed to have story. Not all cartoons are just supposed to make you laugh. They can do other things. They can accomplish other goals. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this video. Come on, we're at an age in our life where we can support ourselves, we can buy the things we want. If I have Ed, on the same shelf as, I don't know, Tenchi Muyo, or High School of the Dead, or fucking Baccano, why is that a problem? I mean, it's not going to mesh well when it comes to visually, like you're looking at it, you know, I have all my anime over here, I have all my cartoons over there, yeah. But the fact of the matter is they can still exist on the same shelf. I could like watch an episode of Durara, and then I could pop in an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, and likewise I can go watch an episode of Future Diary, because I'm a person who enjoys the best out of everything. I don't limit myself to just one thing. Why do you think I'm a multi-platform gamer? Because there are games across all platforms I want to play. You know, I prefer PC gaming, yeah, but you know what? That's not going to stop me from buying a PS3 and playing the Uncharted series or playing Sly Thieves in Time. That's not going to stop me from buying 360 and wanting to play Halo Reach or play Gears of War 3. You get what I'm saying? These cartoons are not just made for kids, they can be made for anybody. Why do you think we have shows like Family Guy, Futurama, the fucking Boondocks, King of the Hill? Those shows aren't made for kids. They aren't. Contrary to popular belief. It's animation, but it's made for an older audience. Wait a minute, what is this witchcraft going on here? What the fuck? Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's a great animated show. Just because the show comes out over here doesn't mean that by default it has to be nonsensical. And to touch upon a quick thing when it comes to manga versus comic books, I don't really see why you can't read them both. However, I can say this though, it is much easier to get hooked onto a manga than it is a comic book. Because when it comes for comic books, you have a lot of different things. You have several alternate series, you know, that have the same name like Spider-Man or Batman. They do reboots constantly. There are different writers on board writing different things. So it can get kind of convoluted and kind of daunting to get into it. But that's not going to stop me though, because there are great stories out there. If there's a great Batman story I want to read, fuck it, I'm going to go buy it. You know, manga is a lot more centralized where it's one author and he's writing one story. There's like no alternate universes like Naruto, something something. I mean, they do that for anime, yeah, when they have different adaptations, sure. But the fact still stands. I can enjoy reading manga and comic books. You know, I like my daily dose of Kick-Ass as well as, you know, Negima, which I just started collecting, by the way. And yeah, that's the end of the Anime Rants, Episode 3, Ignorance in Anime versus Cartoons. Try saying that 5 times fast. Post a video response of you doing that. I would greatly appreciate that, and you will be featured on the next video. Both anime fanboys and cartoon fanboys are ridiculous. At the end of the day, this is just entertainment. We can all enjoy different forms of entertainment. We can enjoy different styles, different storytellings. maybe this just has to do more with weeaboos. I don't know, because these people like to say that they never watched any cartoons back in the day. They never watched any serious cartoons. I'm like, you're gonna come to me and say that cartoons like the fucking X-Men have no story whatsoever compared to, oh, Naruto. Get out of there with that bullshit, seriously. That's ridiculous. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm NGS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.